want your help. Is that clear? We don't want your help.
How do you get free samples of insurance?
Well, that's an interesting name.
Honestly, he's probably a ballet dancer or something like that.
Hi, welcome to Comedy Parenting Radio, the only show that doesn't allow alphabet soup in the house because kids will use it to cheat on tests.
That method was discovered after a thorough search of the cafeteria dumpsters.
The FBI cracked the enigma very quickly.
You know, I actually wasn't busted by, a teacher or anything. I was busted by the fact that I couldn't spell out all the words I needed to. I was missing all the letters. I was missing a couple of A's and I was missing a couple of E's.
And therefore you got an F.
Lots of F's in our alphabet soup. Alphabet soup. Today on the show, we're going to have some weird namesakes where we're going to have alias names of people, and the rest of the cast gets to decide what that person does. So, let's kick it off with Joshua. What's the first name you got there, Joshua?
What do you think a guy named Marvin Cheddar would do?
He would make cows.
Make cows?
It's
like out of paper mache or what?
Out of wheat and another cow and 2 cows.
It's like that old nursery rhyme. What are boys made of? What are cows made of?
Marvin Cheddar Bomb or whatever his name is.
Drop the bomb.
Marvin Cheddar. Okay, Elijah, what do you have for a name?
Jack Ramen.
Jack Ramen.
Sounds salty.
I
imagine he'd be a leader of a. He'd be the head of a. I don't know what they call the head of a
fraternity.
Embassy.
A fraternity.
Well, that's the exact opposite of what I had in mind.
What did you say?
Embassy.
Oh, an embassy.
Ambassador?
No, he's at a college, that's for sure. Josiah, what name do you have?
Albert Wan.
Juan?
Juan.
How do you
Juan.
spell that?
W-A-N.
Not J-U-A-N?
No.
Albert Juan.
Albert Juan.
The long-lost relative of Albert II.
He's Albert Einstein's long-lost cousin who never made it past the first grade.
I thought he maybe worked in a cigar factory. Okay, I've got a name for you guys. Blinky McScreen.
Blinky McScreen.
Blinky McScreen.
That's me after I spend all day on my computer.
Sounds like he would fix computers or something like that.
Yeah, he sounds like an IT guy which never made it through college, and so he has a few problems.
I mean, to me, he sounds like some sort of reporter.
There you go. Okay, we're back to Joshua. Name number 2.
How about a dude named Steven Steinwave?
Steinwave?
He monitors and does statistics for how many people go into the bar at certain times a day.
He measures pianos electronically to see what the sine wave is on the Steinwaves.
He runs a community pool that is like a tower, and you climb up to the top, and it's a giant Stein glass, and you can make Stein waves in it.
Cannonball! All right, Elijah, your name.
Calvin Duster.
Calvin Duster.
Calvin Duster.
A futuristic cowboy.
He rides the rings of Saturn on his space pony.
Yeah.
Calvin Duster must be terminated.
With a bottle of ketchup.
That's a really good name for a sci-fi name, Calvin Duster.
What would his horse's name be?
Blinky.
He'll take you across the solar system in a blink of the eye.
All righty. Okay, Josiah, what do you have for a name?
Nick Ninja.
Nick Ninja.
He's a common, ordinary thief, except for he does it quietly.
He mostly destroys piñatas, right?
He fights ninjas, but he doesn't quite hit them.
He's a ninja in the office workspace. How about that? He's Nick Ninja. He's a ninja with a black suit and tie. He nicks all the ninjas' wallets.
I've got a name for you guys. Freebie Samples.
Is that the person at the grocery store who's like, hey, sir, do you want to try this?
No, it's actually a very successful life insurance salesman.
Ooh.
Free trial. If you don't die within the next 2 seconds, then we'll up your policy.
How do you get free samples of insurance?
Like you said, free sample. You just sign on the dotted line, and you're covered for the next minute.
Oh, okay, for a minute. I like that. You could do free samples
Then
of
if
insurance.
perhaps they just happen to have someone run by and break your kneecaps, and then your insurance runs out, who's going to cover you then?
Sure.
Well, that would be a very unfortunate situation.
Joshua, what name do you have for us?
What do you think the occupation of a guy named Werner von Braun?
Werner von Braun. Well, if you put the hot dogs on the Werner too long, they will be way too brawn.
They'll be black.
They'll be black, so it'll be Werner von Black.
Well, that's not how I expected that to go.
All right. Elijah, do you have a name for us?
Johann Pint.
Johann Pint.
Johann.
What's
And
with,
you were bugging me about bar names.
what's with all the
Even though
names about
Steinway
German people?
Johann Pint. Well, first off, Johann... Wait, is Johann German?
Yes.
Pints are not German.
No. That's
They're leaders.
Irish or whatever.
They're leaders. Johann Leader.
Johann Leader.
No, he just immigrated to America, and so he had to change his last name.
To avoid suspicion.
He shortened his name from Johann Pint Size.
Ah, that's what it must be.
People were picking on him all the time. Just shortened it to Johann Pint.
Back in the old world, when people made fun of him, he'd just kick their kneecaps.
Okay, Josiah, do you have a name?
I regret to say this, but Wah Ching Ching Cha.
Wah Ching Ching Cha?
Yeah.
Wah Ching Ching
Wah Ching Ching Cha.
What is watching Cha-Cha?
Wah Ching Ching Cha.
Maybe
He's a banker. He's a banker. He's a banker.
Ching Ching! And to the cash register. Your money, go now. Goodbye.
I've got a name
What's your name?
for you guys to try.
Your name isn't for you guys to try.
Hercules.
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 Or it could be Hercules.
Hercules sounds like a dude with a lot of work ahead of him.
Okay, we're back to Joshua now. You got a name?
I do got a name. What do you think of a person named Susan Sapsucker?
Susan Sapsucker.
Probably a bird watcher.
I'm thinking she puts her lips around maple trees in the springtime when the maple's running.
Exactly.
I'm just imagining, like, someone out there, like, their entire lips just go right around the tree.
Yep. What's Susan doing out there? Oh, she's sucking the sap again. All right. Elijah, what do you have for us?
Steve McQueen.
Ooh, Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen, it sounds like a racing car. Ka-chow?
Steve McQueen.
I've somehow fried this guy. He doesn't even know enough about his own name that he picked.
Wow.
Steve McQueen. He wished that he was royalty over in Scotland.
Yeah. Or maybe he bought one of those lordship titles online, you know? That
He
you can
probably
get for like
did, but
$50.
Steve McKing was already taken, so he got Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
And then his friend got Steve McNave. Okay, Josiah. Your
Steve
turn.
McFool.
Question real quick.
Josiah, what do you have for us?
Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Yeah.
Bubbles. Oh, that's an interesting name.
He's a deep sea diver.
It's a clown. Oh, dear. This here's Bubbles. He's been on 33 free dives and 21 burglaries.
And he got a clam once. Okay, this name that I have for you guys, I don't understand where it came from, but anyway, the person's name is Dinosaur Dropbox.
Dinosaur Dropbox. It's a courier for item delivery service.
Prehistoric museum.
Dino Dropbox. Oh, that should be a real service. Dino Dropbox. It would be like the hit with the kids.
We're back to Joshua.
A man named Paul Macaroon.
I don't know, but I really like macaroons a lot.
So do I.
I think he went on a cruise ship and probably went overboard and ended up on a tiny little island.
It's true, and all he had to eat was coconut.
So he's a professional survivalist?
He's a marooned, macaroon-eating maroonie.
He's better than Bear Grylls. That's all we know.
Yeah, like he's making a campfire out of a paperclip and some rusty bottles.
One more name?
Paul Leave-A-Lot.
Paul Leave-A-Lot? What's
Paul
up with all the
Leave-A-Lot.
Pauls?
Sounds like
Paul Leave-A-Lot turns into Paul Macaroon when he's on an island.
Paul Leave-A-Lot is the kind of person that goes to the hotel, and when they go to clean the room, it's just there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Yep, he left the TV upside down.
He leaves half of his laundry there. Billfold.
Not
everything.
even all of it's used.
No.
He just left it.
Plugged in.
Yeah, laptop's plugged in. Paul Leave-A-Lot. Josiah, what do you got?
Snake Eye Pete.
Snake-Eyed Pete.
Snake-Eye Pete. He sounds like a bad gambler.
You know how bad snakes' eyesight is? Like, they literally can't see a thing, so that's why they smell everything.
And that's why he's such a bad gambler, is because he's constantly sniffing people's hands.
Either that or he's a very good gambler and he can sniff out the best cards.
Snake-Eyed Pete. He had a glass eye. One glass eye. He lived out in the peat bog.
Honestly, he's probably a ballet dancer or something like that.
Master
Let's
of
go,
Chinese
let's go.
interpretative dance.
Okay, last one of the night. Lollipop.
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 Is that lollipop or just lollipop? Is that his
You get to
entire name?
decide which way it goes.
I'd say lolly.
The granddaddy of
Lollipop.
Lollipop.
He's probably, I don't know.
maybe it's the code name or the street name for a head gangster.
Nope. It's what I do when I come home from work and I put my feet up and go to sleep while you guys cook dinner. I lollygag.
Ah, okay.
You've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio, Weird Namesakes. Thanks for joining us in the studio today, gang.
You're welcome.
Before you guys leave,
Yes.
would you go out and change our name on the mailbox, please?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Gentlemen, it's been a privilege flying with you.